무시를 못하겠잖아.
These 5 Korean BL dramas ruined my sleep schedule. And I'm not even mad about it. I am talking about the kind of drama that makes you text your friends at midnight, cancel your plans the next morning, and stare at the ceiling, wondering why you feel so much about fictional people. The KBL scene has become a truly exciting space in television. We're talking real budgets, stunning cinematography, nuanced writing. Stories that go far beyond romance and actually dig into who these characters really are. Some might consider these their guilty pleasure. I like to call them, I fell down yet another rabbit hole. But if you're new to this corner of K-drama, or even if you're not, the catalogue can feel a little overwhelming. So naturally, I did the watching for you. These are 5 Korean BL dramas that I genuinely believe are non-negotiable, must-watches. The ones I press into the hands of a complete stranger and say, trust me on this one. Whether you're already deep in this world or this is your very first introduction. These 5 are the ones that prove exactly what this genre is capable of. Quick disclaimer, I only recommend dramas I've actually watched myself. So everything on this list is based on my own personal experience. And I know that there are incredible dramas out there that I simply haven't had the chance to get to yet. So this list isn't the final word, it's just my world right now. And as for spoilers, I'll try to keep details as light as possible. Also, Korean is not my native language, but I'll try to do my very best to pronounce the names right. So let's get into it. Number 5, Cherry Blossoms After Winter. This one aired in 2022, adapted from a webtoon into 8 short episodes, and is exactly the kind of drama you put on when you just want to feel warm for a little while. The story follows 2 boys who grew up under the same roof. Haebom lost his parents young and was taken in by a family with a son his age, Taesung. They were close once, and then at some point they weren't. By the time we meet them in high school, there's a distance between them that neither of them has fully explained, not to each other, and not even to themselves. What follows is the 2 of them finding their way back to each other, and realizing that the distance was never indifference, it was something else entirely. It's fluffy, it's warm, it has that classic BL energy that just wraps around you like a blanket. It's probably best watched if you're in the mood for something that doesn't ask too much of you. It's a high school romance at heart, but don't let that put you off. Sometimes uncomplicated is exactly what you need, and this one does uncomplicated really, really well. Cherry Blossoms After Winter is sweet, easy, and genuinely charming. Honestly, a great place to start. Number 4, Light on Me. Here is where it started to get interesting for me. This one came out in 2021, 16 episodes, each running about half an hour. The story follows Tae-kyung, a self-proclaimed loner who decides, almost on a whim, that he wants to make friends, and his teacher points him towards the student council. And that one small decision sets off a chain of events that he absolutely did not see coming. Because there he meets 2 very different people. The warm magnetic student council president Taon, who seems drawn to him almost immediately. And the cold composed Shinu, who very much is not. It's another high school romance, yes. But this one has a little more weight to it. It's a little more grounding. It touches on identity, on what it means to be openly gay in South Korea, and on the kind of first love that genuinely shapes you. And at this point, I especially need to mention that love triangle. To be honest, I'm not their biggest fan. I find that most of them are kind of written exactly the same way. You know how it goes. Someone loses, they step aside like a mooned puppy, and that's that. Predictable, and most of the times, a little hollow. This one is different though. For a long time, this drama goes in one very specific direction. And it goes there so convincingly that I genuinely found myself thinking, how are they going to turn this around? How does this end the way I want it to end? And here might be a little spoiler, it did. And it did so beautifully. If you've watched this one already, you know exactly which scene I'm talking about. And yet the one who doesn't win still doesn't just disappear into the background. It's handled with a kind of care and dignity that you just don't see very often. I did need a few episodes to fully warm up to it though. The beginning felt a little all over the place to me, and I wasn't entirely sure where the story was going. If you're having the same thoughts, just stick with it. Because once Light on Me finds its footing, it really hits all the right spots. Number 3, To My Star. I went into that one with no expectations. and ended up staring at a black screen at 2 a.m. after the credits rolled, not being able to say a single word. To My Star is a 2-season drama. Season 1 aired in early 2021 and Season 2 in the summer of 2022. And together, they tell one of the most complete love stories I have come across in Korean BL so far. I know, for those of you who have already seen it, we don't talk about Season 2, right? But the second season is actually why this one earned a spot on my list. Season 1 follows Kang So-jun, once one of South Korea's biggest stars, now hiding from a scandal that derailed everything. Through a series of circumstances, he ends up sharing a living space with Han Ji-woo, a quiet, no-nonsense chef who could not be less impressed by celebrity if he tried. Two people with completely different personalities and two completely different worlds, thrown together under one roof. You can probably guess where this one is going. And the chemistry between these two leads is truly amazing. It's almost unreasonably good. The first season is equal parts lighthearted and heavy. And that balance is actually one of its strongest qualities. It's warm and funny and sweet, with just enough emotional weight to keep it from feeling too light. And then Season 2 came and everything changed. Here is where the story truly starts to shine, in my opinion, even though you will get hurt. Where Season 1 sets the foundation, Season 2 builds something deeper. It gives both the story and the actors room to breathe. Room to dig into things that the first season only hinted at. Insecurities, miscommunication, the specific kind of pressure that comes with loving someone whose life looks nothing like yours. It goes to real painful places. And it handles it with a maturity and emotional honesty that genuinely surprised me. Be prepared and have tissues nearby for this one. You're going to need them. Number 2, The Eighth Sense. This one completely blindsided me emotionally. It aired in 2023, and it is not a light watch. This is the kind of drama that gets real. Consistently, unflinchingly, and beautifully real. Ji-yoon is a university freshman, out of a small town, still finding his footing in Seoul. And Chae-won is a senior returning from military service. Confident on the surface, deeply, deeply complicated underneath. They meet and end up as members of the same campus surfing club. And what starts with an unexpected moment between them, one that Chae-won promptly pretends never happened, by the way, slowly becomes something neither of them can ignore. This drama pulls you in carefully and consistently, and then completely destroys you. It's about so much more than just romance. So many of the characters carry things with them. Grief, trauma, the particular exhaustion of holding yourself together in a world that doesn't make asking for help feel easy. The Eighth Sense goes to real places with all of that. Depression, mental health, the worlds people build around themselves, and the damage those walls can cause. Also, what sets this apart visually is that it doesn't feel like a typical overexposed, slow motion in every second scene kind of rom-com. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. It just wouldn't have been fitting here. Cinematography-wise, this piece is stunning, and the acting is exceptional. Both leads were actually making their BL debuts, and you would never know it. They bring these characters to life in a way that feels completely lived in. The Eighth Sense pulls you in slowly, lets you fall for these characters completely. And once you do, it starts to crush you. In the best possible way, though. It's a comfort watch in the most twisted sense of the word. And when it ends, and it will end, you're going to sit there feeling a little hollow. Like something was just taken from you. That's how much it gets under your skin. Number 1, Semantic Error. Did you see that one coming? Because I sure didn't when I first came across it. Semantic Error came out in 2022 and is widely considered the first Korean BL to achieve genuine mainstream success in South Korea. And after watching it, I completely understand why. Chu Sang-woo is a computer science major. Logical, principled, rule-abiding to a fault. The kind of person who sees the world in clean, clear lines. Chang Jae-young is his polar opposite. The popular campus star, talented, charming, and completely unbothered by rules he doesn't feel like following. Their worlds collide when Sang-woo's strict sense of justice inadvertently derails Chae-young's graduation. And from that moment on, Chae-young decides that Sang-woo is his new favorite problem now. What follows is enemies to lovers at its most electric. The bickering, the pranks, the feisty back and forth. It's so fun to watch. But underneath all of that tension is something that builds so carefully, so convincingly, that by the time these two figure out what's actually going on between them, you feel it too. Because the acting is supreme. The chemistry is the kind that makes you forget you're watching fictional people. It is that good. No spoilers, but there might or might not be a kissing scene in this one that lives in my head rent-free. My butterflies had butterflies watching this one. I watched all 8 episodes in one sitting and I finished at some ungodly hour. Turns out the hype is justified. Every single bit of it. Semantic Error is the one that started a wave. And once you watch it, you will understand exactly why. So yeah, those were the Korean BL dramas that I genuinely believe everyone should watch at least once in their lives. Whether you're already deep in this world or this was your very first introduction. I hope something on this list caught your attention, or your heart, or both. Because that's the thing about these stories. They're not just romance. They're about identity, grief, miscommunication, and the terrifying, wonderful mess of letting someone in. Given the fact that there are now so many KBL dramas out there, this will most likely be the first part of a few more to follow. So make sure to stay tuned, or check out the other videos if I have made them by the time you watch this. If you've already seen any of these, I would love to know. Drop it in the comments. Tell me if you cried. Tell me if you fell down the same rabbit hole I did. Tell me if the kissing scene got to you too. You know which one. And if there's a Korean BL drama out there you think should have been on this list, also drop it in the comments. Because as I said at the start, there's so much out there that I haven't had the chance to watch yet. And I am always looking for that next rabbit hole. And if by chance any of these are completely new to you, start with either on the list. Just know that you most likely won't be stopping there.